Welcome to Enchanted Adventures TV. I'm Tony, and today we are taking this adventure into the world of Lorcana. Now, before we jump into that world, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This way you can see the box opening first, latest Lorcana news, and how to play videos. Now, it's important to know who brought this incredible game to life. Disney Lorcana is a collaboration between the Walt Disney Company and Ravensburger. Ravensburger is a German company famous for high-quality puzzles, board games, and also created classics like Labyrinth. Lorcana is their first major trading card venture, and they poured years of work into making the TCG that truly stands out. Why has this bit game become such a phenomenon? For many, it's driven by nostalgia for their favorite characters, while others are chasing the rare, valuable, enchanted cards. These are the highly sought after, full art, holographic versions prized for the thrill of collecting as a potential investment. Now, my own opinion on why this game is so popular, you can teach this game to anyone. Anyone can pick this game up and learn how to play in a few minutes. It's pretty straightforward. Now, to that same point, it's a challenge to master, with all the different items, locations, songs, and well, it's overwhelming at first. So let's just stick to the basics. We'll cover all those details on a later how to play video. Now, it's gonna be really hard for me to show you the different details and features of each card without a card in front. So I figured, what better way to do this than to open up our first pack from the Fabled set. So let's open this up and let's hope we get a brand new epic card on the very first pull. All right, everyone. Well, we just opened up our first Fabled box, and I had to set up the other camera, so I had to cut real quick. But we're going to open up our very first pack and see what's inside. Here we go. All right. The first pull is Rapunzel. Here, let me move this out of the way so we can. Rapunzel. And we got a Pluto. Benja. And we got Mickey. Mufasa. Now, one thing we'll cover here in another video is items, locations, song cards. That's what this one is right here. It's I'm Stuck. It's Pooh stuck in the tree. Now, so far, I've pulled all common cards. That's what that little circle is right there. We'll explain that here shortly. We got a signed contract. Mama Odie. LaFou. We have Jafar. Now, this is a pretty good card right here. This is the Genie. And there we go. And we got I'm Stuck again. This one, I don't know if this is going to come in well or not, but it is a holographic card. And some people will take the holographic cards, and that's what their plan is, to collect the entire set in holographic. And then this is a cover card. Now each set will have 9 different unique ones of this, and they'll build a picture. So the game plan now, let me move this out of the way. All right, everyone, now that we have our first pack of the Fabled set open, I kind of want to go over the details and features of each card. Now, keep in mind, we're not going to go into too much detail. I don't want it to be overwhelming. I just want to point out the different features of each card. So, I'm going to start off with the ink cost. Now that's this number right here on each one of these cards. As you can see, they're different. This is the amount of ink you must exert from your inkwell to play the card. Now, number 2 is the inkwell icon. Now, if you notice, some of these, actually only 2 of them, don't have that icon. Every other one has that icon. If present, the card can be placed face down into your inkwell to be used as a resource. Not all cards have this icon. The third is the card name, and the version. Now, each set may have a Mickey Mouse, a LeFou, a Jafar, a Mufasa, Simba, but what's below that is considered the version. You might have Mufasa, the voice of wisdom, from one set, or Mufasa, the instigator, which they're not real. I just made those up for examples. But those are unique features to identify each card, each set. All right, now the next feature I want to show you guys is what's called the ink type and symbol. Now, each one of these cards is a different color. You have amethyst, I believe, amber, emerald, ruby, sapphire, and steel. There's 6 of them. Now, I don't know them by those names. If somebody came up to me today and asked me if I had any steel Lorcana cards, I would probably look at them funny. I'm a red, blue, yellow, green Gatorade type of guy, and I know them by the colors. So it all depends on what works for you. All right, everyone. The next card feature I like to go over is my favorite. It's the card art. That's what's in this box right here. You can see each character is a little different. So I think that's pretty cool. Again, that's what has had me ripping packs since 2023. The next feature we're going to go down here is the strength. And that's this number right here on the left-hand side. Well, right-hand side of the card in the middle, but the left of the 2 numbers. As you can see, Genie has 2, Rapunzel has 5, Benja has 2, Jafar has 0, so that'd be interesting. But out of all these cards, Rapunzel and Mufasa, they pack the most strength, and that's the amount of damage the character deals. To the right of that number is what's called the willpower. Willpower is, if you're used to playing Pokemon or other TCGs, willpower is HP. It's just a fancy word for HP. That's how much damage that character can take. So, as you can see, Mama Odie and Mufasa on these packs can take a lot of damage, whereas LeFou, pretty weak. Now the next card detail I'll go over is right here, these keywords. This one says Dreamborn, Villain, Sorcerer. This one, I'm going to do Mufasa. This one says Storyborn, Mentor, King. This one says Dreamborn, Hero, Princess for Rapunzel. Now, I'll go over those a little bit more in a later video. I feel like that's a little too detailed for what we're doing, but each one means something different, um, and you can play them different ways. So, all right, the next characteristics on the card we're going to go over is the character's abilities, keywords, and special rules. Um, that's what this is right here. Right here. This one says fine print. Whenever an opponent plays a song, you may draw a card. Something like, let's go with this one. Fan in the flames. Oh, fan the flames. When you play this character, ready chosen character, they can't quest for the rest of the turn. For Mama Odie, it says, listen to your mama now. Whenever the character quests, you may move up to 2 damage counters from the chosen character to chosen opponent's character. So just like any other card game, there's different abilities, keywords, special rules. That's where you'll find the ones in Lorcana. I'm not going to get into detail with those ones either. Just show you where they are and what they are. Now, inside that same area is what's called the lore value. Now, some have 1, some have 2, and some of these, like these ones right here, the ability cards, there's nothing there. So that's what's called the lore value. Very important when you're playing the game. This one has 3. Now, as you can see, the next detail we'll go over is this symbol right here. Now, as you can see, I have a lot of these ones. Those are the more common cards. Followed by this one. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Followed by this one. And this one. And then these are more rare. And out of this whole set that I have, this genie is the rarest. Not too rare, but it is the rarest on the set that I pulled. Now, from the pack that we opened, our first Fabled set pack, I laid out the cards in order for most common to the more rare cards, with the genie being the rarest. Now, unfortunately, our first pack, we didn't open up any epics, any enchanteds or iconics. It's a bummer, but it was still fun. Like I said, I opened them up for the card art and to just collect, and my kids love. All right, and as you can see, I opened up. All right, and as you can see, I displayed. All right, and as you can see, I displayed all the cards from the most common to the more rare cards from the pack we opened from our first Fabled pack. And as you can see, there's no iconics, no enchanteds, no epics. It was a bummer, but like I mentioned, as fun as that is to open up those cards, I opened them up for the card art itself. I mean, I thought opening up this card art, honestly, this was probably my favorite right here. But yeah, we didn't get any iconic, epic, or enchanteds. The last thing I want to go over on these cards are what's called the set number. All right, now the last thing I want to go over on these cards is what's called the set number and edition. That's these numbers right here. Now, I have terrible eyes. I have terrible vision with these cards. I can't see them. but a lot of people use these cards to see what other cards they need in the deck, and they put their cards in order in their binders using this number right here. I just put them in order by color. So I have my binders set up by color versus numbers because it really hurts my eyes to see all these numbers. So yeah. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I didn't want to make it too overwhelming. Just want to kind of give you the basics of what a Lorcana card is and a small little brief history of Lorcana. Thank you for watching Enchanted Adventures TV. Please, if you can, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we can do a lot more pack openings, how-to videos on how to play the game, and more Lorcana news. There's a new set coming out very soon in November called Whispers in the Well. So I'll be covering that as well. And again, thank you for watching.